Real Talk with Deb Kent.
And I'm Stacy Purcell.
And we're both realtors with Gulfport Realty.
We are.
Stacy is also the managing broker. And we're here to continue our conversation about real estate etiquette. So I've got a question that comes up now and then from folks who want to know how to handle, and this is very timely, of course, how to handle COVID precautions. So if I am a buyer and I'm going to be touring a house, is it necessary for me to wear a mask? Should I be wearing a mask? Should I be sanitizing? What do I need to follow COVID protocols when I'm touring a house?
Well, as I'm a #1 lister in the area,
Yes, you are.
so I always ask my sellers, what are you comfortable with? Do you want people to wear masks? Do you want protection for their shoes coming into your home? So it's whatever the seller pretty much requests is what you need to abide by when entering a house as a buyer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you need to be respectful of what, and in showing instructions, depending on what system is being used, oftentimes the seller will specify, we want people to wear masks in our house.
Yep.
We want them to wear gloves sometimes.
We want them to take off their shoes. I don't like that one.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that doesn't sound sanitary.
Yeah, but we have little booties that we provide, because I don't like to take off my shoes and go into someone's house because I don't wear socks. Ever.
Me neither. Never. No
Nope,
socks.
can't do it. They're like, hey, can you remove your shoes? I'm like, what? Seriously?
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm good.
This is not really an etiquette question, but it is unfortunately, a very common occurrence, which is you're a buyer and you've closed on the house, you've moved in, it is now your house. It's your house. And something that wasn't disclosed on the seller disclosure suddenly comes up, like your sewer backs up or your roof is leaking. And you're really pissed because it wasn't disclosed and it wasn't caught on inspection. And now you own this house and you feel as if the sellers have hidden some vital information from you. What's your recourse? How do you handle it? It's, as I said, not really an etiquette question, but it does come up. What would you say to that?
Okay, I like to equate that to like buying a used car. You buy a used car from a little old lady who only drove it on Sundays, and then you give the keys to your teenage son. And then 2 days later, the engine's blown, the tires are flat. It's all how you basically drive a house.
Mm-hmm. Let's say you're a single old lady and you buy a house from a single old lady. So you haven't really changed the circumstances around the house. It's still a relatively low impact situation.
Okay.
And you move in and something disastrous happens with your house after closing. It was not disclosed on the seller's disclosure and it wasn't picked up by the inspector. What recourse do you have now as the new owner of this property?
Well, sometimes things happen. You can't help it. You never know the last day of your air conditioner's life, really. You don't know it down to, it's not a science.
That's true.
You don't know the last day that the washer is not going to hold up in the sink anymore and it's going to leak. And I don't think you really have any recourse once you sign that paper. That house is yours. That's why you really need to have it thoroughly inspected by professional inspectors.
That's true. And the other thing to know is that realtors, at the point of closing, our involvement in your transaction is over. And sometimes we get calls about this situation like, oh my God, my roof is leaking. What are you going to do for me? And there's really very little that we can do as realtors.
I will try to help you the best that I can by referring you to professionals that can assess and repair the situation. But basically at that point, it's your house, and let's just try to remedy those problems as inexpensively as possible.
Right. But unless you want to take this person, your seller, to small claims court, you really don't have much recourse.
Only recourse that you might have, and I really don't like saying this, is with your home inspector, that they missed it. And basically when you call your home inspector, say, my roof's leaking, you missed this, they usually refund you their fee.
So here's a question that happens sometimes. It's unfortunate when it happens, and I don't know if this really qualifies as etiquette or legal, but what happens if you are listing a home and you've had showings all day, you come home and you realize that something is missing? Something is missing. We got a call once that an iPad was missing.
Oh no.
And it was...
That's a nightmare
I know.
question.
It
I don't
isn't.
even want to answer it because I never want it to happen.
Okay.
That's why cameras are really good.
That's why hiding your valuables is really good.
Removing them, yes. And cameras though.
Yeah. But it is. It's a nightmare
It could
scenario.
happen. That is a nightmare scenario.
You know, for one thing, people want to trust the realtors and the people who are walking through. Presumably, they've been vetted. We know that they're qualified
Not
to
when
buy.
it's an open house.
Open house.
When it's an open house,
Right.
it's
Anybody.
It's what do you say, like open game or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything can happen there. It's a free for all, and it's hard when I like to do. Like if I'm going to be in a high traffic open house, I like to have more than one agent there, because you cannot keep your eyes on everyone in every room, and the outside and the inside.
Yeah. I've got one more question. This is definitely an etiquette question. And again, very common situation. So you are under contract to buy a house. Normally it's about 30 days from accepted offer until the day that you actually get the keys and get to own the house.
Yes.
And now you just want to stalk your house. You want to drive by your future house with or without your family. You're so excited and so in love with this place that you have to see it on a regular basis. That's the question. Is there anything?
No.
What if the seller looks out the window and sees me circling the house? Is that cool?
Or your neighbor's car?
Crazy? Or your neighbor's? It's a good workaround.
Really.
Yeah. So there's
nothing wrong with that.
no shame in that game.
Not
if you
at
want to
all.
stalk your future house,
You should
stalk it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah, put your claim on it.
Exactly.
That's how I got my last house. I went by it like every day, and I was second in line to get that house. But I went by it every day, and I pictured myself living there and everything, and I did get the house. And it has turned out to be my dream house in my dream town, and I'm meeting dream friends, and I am selling other people dream homes now.
That's right.
It is.
Because life
Is
is
a
but a
dream.
dream. Row your boat.
Yes.
All right, and on that note, goodbye. It's been a pleasure.
That's my end. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.